What's up YouTube? This is Aim for Survival, and today we're going to be talking about the rain gear. Okay everyone, let's go ahead and remember the rule of 3 when we're in a survival situation. You can go 3 hours without shelter. You can go 3 days without water and 3 weeks without food. Now you're not going to be up to peak performance, but shelter comes first. A lot of people want to go straight to fire. However, if you can stay dry, you can get through the night. You can find shelter a lot of times. When you're choosing your rain gear, you should also include a shelter possibility, or the possibility that you will not find shelter. Your clothing systems are good. Your dedicated rain gear are sometimes a little bit better, as they will be rain proof and not just rain resistant or rain proof until they're waterlogged. And then you have your cheap, affordable options. Now, why do I keep going back to these? Because as a kit builder, I have multiple kits and I do not like to break them down, take them apart. These came out of my EDC and they're something I keep with me at all times. However, in my vehicle, I will definitely have one of these options, and in case I break down, I will always have an outfit option. So I spoke about it many times before. Rain gear is key. It's essential. Here in Tennessee, the rain has been coming down every day for about 3 or 4 days. And if you really don't consider your rain gear a priority, you're putting your life on the line. The daily level, you can't bring your bug out bag with you. You can't carry your car kit around outside the vehicle and not look silly. Now, if you look right here, I am wearing a rain resistant layer with a water wicking layer underneath, and I do carry a warming layer if I need it. Today is one of them days that is about 40 degrees. However, this lightweight system has kept me pretty comfortable. Speaking of rain gear, now its primary function is to keep you dry, and by keeping you dry, it helps prevent hypothermia, and that is a real threat to your life in any situation. Even if it's a normal just going to the kids' sporting games, checking the mail, going from your car to a building or a building to your car, rain gear goes a long way. Something low profile, lightweight, something that you can incorporate into your daily life is definitely best. However, when camping or kit building or any adventuring, when you're going to be outside for a long period of time, water resistant will not do the job. I've laid out a few pieces of gear here, starting on the right, some of the cheaper gear, and on my left is some of the much more expensive gear. None of this is high-end. It's all affordable, some immediately, some if you save for a little bit. However, let's begin at the more affordable side. Right here is an Ozark Trail poncho. You can get these or the plastic equivalent at any Dollar Tree for $1 to $3. They work very well. You'll definitely want one that is size appropriate. Don't carry a kid's one for an adult, and don't carry an adult one for the children. Next, you have your Mylar blanket. When most people see these Mylar blankets, they only think of heat reflective, but they are waterproof and they are very, very useful in shelter building. Not to mention, again, going back to the hypothermia, you might want a reflective layer to retain that heat. The water will suck away the heat. So will evaporation after time. I've been rained on so many times and the sun come out and I still felt cold, and that was because the water was evaporating off of my body and robbing me of body heat. Next, definitely a go-to piece of gear every time I build a kit is your Grab a Gear space blanket. This thing is an all-purpose beast. When I say that, it's because it can be used from top to bottom. It can be a shelter system, it can be a water collection system, it can be a ground sheet, it can be a personal cover. This is the one with the head covering and the handholds pulling around you, and you are nearly fully enveloped. Downside to this, however, is not fireproof at all, not fire resistant, and you can't really work while keeping this maintained to your body without a bungee cord. Now, I made a video where I took a reflective blanket and put it under a poncho and made a mobile super shelter. It worked very well. I was sweating in it, and it was in the middle of December, I think. Next, one of my also all-time favorite pieces of gear, your military style ponchos. This one is a ripstop nylon. I've used it in shelter building as a ground sheet, as a blanket layer, of course as an intended purpose as a rainproof layer. However, it can help keep you warm and dry, not to mention camouflage. If you were to choose your rain gear in a bright color, this could also aid in signaling, something to consider on whether you're wanting to be found or not found in your situation that you prep. Some limitations and drawbacks: it is nylon. It makes it lightweight but a little less durable around thorns, as it is a poncho. You may have to secure it to your body in high wind situations. However, when the rain falls down, it will tend to close up to your body and direct rain towards your legs. Now with that in mind, I'll go to the next piece. This is a Bluefield raincoat. I've called it the Quasimodo coat for a while now. We'll show you some clips of it on. Called the Quasimodo backpack jacket. Now what it really is a Bluefield raincoat. However, it does come with a hood that has a plastic clear visor on the front so that you can pull it down low and still see what's going on up above and around you. This particular one has our gear in mind. It has a pouch in the back where a large backpack will fit. It's a wonderful piece of kit. I didn't expect it to have all the features when I purchased it. It was for under $20, and if I had to really pick between a poncho and this jacket would definitely win out in the $20 range. Now it's hard to see here, but this does go all the way down to my legs. Let me show you what that looks like. So as you can see, it does go down to my knees with a pack in there. It does ride about the same height. However, the larger the pack, you do risk drawing up. As you notice, it does go below my waistline, so it will protect gear that's kept on my belt or in my pockets. However, the downsides are that my legs will get wet. Like I've said, it's a great piece of gear. For about the $20 range, it can be had by everybody and without much fuss. The same goes for the grabber gear, military style poncho, and the Quasimodo coat. Guys, again, this is a Bluefield raincoat with backpack shell. So next up, in the much pricier range, this is about $120, but it comes with the pants and jacket. If you are dedicated to being out in the woods, this is a great piece of gear. Again, this is a Gorka 3, made by 3 bars, I do believe. And it came in at about $120, but it also includes the pants. Now, prolonged exposure to rain will cause this to oversaturate. Other than that, it is a dedicated rain system, so it goes all the way down to your ankles. It does have a hood and long sleeves with a warming layer and a water wicking layer. You will do just fine. However, you will not want to stand in a downpour for too long. Before we go any further, let's go ahead and talk about some of your vinyl and PVC rain gear. Now these are excellent. If you go and find a Carhartt PVC raincoat, I believe is what they're called, these coats are bomb-proof. They are wonderful. However, they have no warming layer and they do get kind of hot. They do not vent. Your Gorka gear here and this piece here allow your body to breathe a little bit. With that in mind, let's go ahead and go to the last piece of kit that I have. This here is a true spec Gen 2 extreme cold weather clothing system. The jacket alone in multicam ran about $160. Also got a waterproof hat, which I do not wear too often. Usually it stays on top of my camera. But this is definitely a bomber piece of kit. You gotta save up a little while to afford it, and that's okay. I still have not got the pants in yet. However, like I said, you can buy it individually. That way you don't have to go up and buy the $300 Gore-Tex. This is a Gore-Tex equivalent. Meaning, again, it will be good against rain. It will be strong in the elements in the woods against branches. However, wind seems to be a small issue with this one. A warming layer prevents that and is definitely my recommended go-to. So let's recap real quickly, guys. For less than $5, you can have a Mylar blanket and a plastic poncho. Together, these should serve all your individual needs for the 1 hour to 24-hour situation, maybe up to 72 hours. Downside would definitely be the poncho will rip and tear. If you're in a city street situation, an urban situation, this might be what you want to have. And especially in purses and small kits, it's a go-to. Definitely must have that piece of gear. Next is your grab gear space blanket. This has Mylar already in it. It's got the head holds and hand holds. You can draw it in next to your body, but it's hard to work in it. One of my favorite pieces of gear, again, is your military style poncho. Really good. You can work while wearing this. It works for shelter building, it's ground cloth, has an extra sheet, has a container, water collection system. Can't go wrong with a poncho if that's all you have. However, on watercraft, it can be dangerous. If you do go under the water, you need to know what you're doing and practice beforehand. Next is the Bluefield raincoat, Quasimodo coat. This one will cover you and your gear. And let me go ahead and say, if your gear is not already waterproof, you really want to consider this as a go-to option. These three are under $20. There's no reason not to have them in your primary kits. Next are your two dedicated rain systems. You have the Gorka gear, which comes with jacket and pants. Again, it does not fold down near as small as this. When it's wet, it does get heavy. However, it is worth its weight in gold if you're cold. And for the money, If you want one piece of rain gear, I will always recommend your True Spec. It is just as good as your Gore-Tex. However, it's half the price. Everybody can have it. It's available in multiple colors. Now, in any situation, you also want to remember that you don't just want to keep yourself dry. You need to keep your gear dry. Gear, when it gets wet, is heavy. Don't believe me? Go outside, take that wool blanket, stick it in a puddle, and see how heavy it gets. Go out there and put your sleeping bag in water and see how heavy it gets. So remember, try to find dedicated rain gear systems for yourself and your kit. If that's not possible, find one that can protect both. Wrap it up in something plastic or in Mylar. This will also help protect your gear. You will lose fine motor skills. You will become exhausted. Things will cramp up and your body will not work well. I woke up soaking wet in 65 degrees. That is warm for me. 65 degrees, I was so cold. I was so cold I could not carry my gear 50 yards. I had to stop and dedicate to warming up. You want to prevent hypothermia from occurring. Okay everyone, if you haven't already, I'd like you to smash your like button, comment down below, subscribe to our channel. Until next time, stay dry.